Hello and welcome to my very first polymer clay charm tutorial. Today we will be making a Mashimaro charm. Here are the materials that you will need. A decent amount of white or off-white clay. In this case I'm using some creamy, really light color. A smallish amount of red clay for his hat, some black clay for facial features and nose, which is still a facial feature, and a tiny bit of beige clay for the inside of his ears. Here are the tools you'll need. I like to use my Sculpey blade and a dotting tool. Optional materials you can use are some eye pins to turn it into a charm, an X-acto knife instead of a clay blade, glaze for glazing your charm, and oh, shoot, that was loud, and TLS to help features stay on better. Now on to the tutorial. To start, I'm going to cut off a few chunks of this off-white clay. Big circle for the body. I'm going to cut off a little bit. I'm going to roll it into a ball. Flatten it a little bit. And for the parts I cut off, we're going to make arms and legs. So I'm just going to roll it into little logs and cut those in half. We have 2 legs and 2 arms, and I'm going to attach them to the body with my dotting tool to blend. And when you're adding these on, before you place them, you can also put TLS in between so that it'll kind of act as glue and they'll stay on better. But if you blend them on, they should stay. Legs. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing, add on the arms. We have a body. Can set that aside. And start on the head. So for the head, we're going to make it mostly red because he's got a big red hat. And then we're going to add a little face. So I'm going to start by rolling out this red clay, and it's going to stain my fingers and turn this pink, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to roll this into like a dome shape, or into a ball, and then flatten one end to make it into a dome shape. Before I do this, I should cut off a bit, because the hat has a rim. Just fix that. About that shape. And I will be right back. Now for the face part, bottom part of the head, I cut off half of what I had left of my light clay, and I'm gonna put it, that's way too much. I'm gonna put it here, and shape it onto the part of the face, and I might need to add more. And it doesn't matter if it's all, the blending of the edges are crooked, because we're gonna add a brim on the hat at the end. My clay is turning pink, but we can always clean that off at the end. Right now I'm just smoothing it so you can't see where I added more clay. And it kind of looks like a Pokeball-ish. And test the size. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So what I kind of did already is I flattened the bottom a little bit, but I flattened it on a slant. So if you can see, it goes like this. So it fits on top of the body, and the back part of the head is kind of more covered by the hat than the front. Like that. And we're going to add the snout. So we need a little more of this clay. I'm going to make it kind of oval, and then flatten one side of the oval. And when you get the shape you like, you can blend it on. I'm kind of not happy with this. It's so soft. So something like that. And then I'm going to blend in the edges a bit, but only at the bottom mostly, because I kind of like the look that it's attached and it's a separate piece. So I'm going to leave that crease around the top part. Just wiggled the camera, sorry. We have a head and we have a body. Okay. So before I attach the head to the body, I'm going to put on all the facial features. I can't speak English. So I'm going to start by doing the face, and then I'll add to the brim to the hat. So we'll just set that aside. So Mashimaro kind of has two closed, squinty, sleeping eyes. I'm just going to use a strip of black clay and cut the length that I need. I'm going to put it on right on the crease where his muzzle is. It's pretty good. Now the nose. I'm just going to cut off a tiny bit black. It's a little bit triangle shaped, but it's also super tiny, so it's gonna try to shape it. That. And I'm happy with that. Now we can make the brim of the hat. So I'm just gonna, with whatever red clay I have left, I'm gonna roll it out to a thicker snake than the eyes, because that will be really thin. Oh, and look, it's like staining everything. And that's why I worked with the white clay first. Now, if you see pictures, I actually have a stuffed animal that I'm using for reference, but there are like white stripes all over his hat. I'm not putting that in because I feel like it would be very tedious, but if you wanted to do that, you can add some more white clay in a kind of swirl on his hat, but I'm lazy. And I think this is more than long enough, so let's see. Okay. Now I think we should attach the head first. So I'm gonna attach the head. Just gonna put some TLS on top of the body. And stick the head on. And you can do some blending. And when it's this tiny, I use a needle sometimes. You don't have to do this because the TLS should help it stick together enough, but just to be safe. That's pretty good. Now we're gonna add this on. Let's see it. See, it covers up the line, so it didn't really matter how bad it was. And there's him in his hat. Now he's missing ears and also a tail. So for his tail, we're just gonna roll another little ball and attach it to his body. You can use TLS here again. I'm just gonna blend it on. And ears are gonna look really pink, but we're gonna take the rest of this, cut it in half because he's got 2 ears, and then make them into like little leaf shapes, like that. Ears. And then for the middles, we're going to do the same thing but smaller. And then just stick that on. Two little ears. And right now, before you put the ears on, you can even stick in your eye pin if you, sorry, my neighbor's dog is barking, if you want to make it into a charm, but I'm just going to have mine be a little figurine because he's kind of big. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so to attach the ears, I'm just going to make 2 little indents in his hat for where I want them to go. And they kind of go right on the top bit. Let's just look. And then test. It's pretty good. So you can add some more TLS to make those stay, or just blend them in. Sorry, I was out of camera. I'm not used to this at all. Just trying to make the ears stay. Awesome. And you can pose them how you want. If you want them a little bent, maybe like that. And there's your little mushy. And I think he's named that because he looks like a marshmallow. Mashimaro. I think that means marshmallow in Japanese. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably very wrong, and I apologize if I am. So what I'm going to do before I bake him is clean off a little bit of the pink on his face with some rubbing alcohol and a cotton swab. And then you can bake according to your package directions. And for me, I think I'm using Sculpey. And so I have to bake at 275 degrees for 15 minutes per however big, however thick it is. So there. Thank you for watching. I'll have pictures at the end of the finished product. Bye!